I have to deal with the lighting. That's yeah. I can't fix this on the train. It is 7:22. We have woken up at 4:30, so we could catch our train that left earlier than 7:22. Today we have a doctor's appointment at 10. So we're heading to Tokyo to get our medical examination done, and we can only get it done at an international center because Japanese normal residency doctors don't do that, and the only international center in our area is in Tokyo. So therefore we're going to Tokyo. Side note, I know this has nothing to do with my video, but look at this cute little thing that my friend got me. She's so sweet. Look, so it opens like this, and there's a little heating pack. Ugh, it's stuck. There's a little heating pack in here, a gel pack, and then you microwave it and stick it inside, and it keeps you toasty. Isn't that so sweet? She's so nice. Alright, I did a terrible day of vlogging about my experience. I might as well just tell you what happened. So, yesterday, on the about 26th of December, we did our medical evaluation. We had that taken care of, and afterwards we just kind of wandered around Tokyo waiting until my friend got off work so we can get the key so we can go to her boyfriend's apartment. It's confusing, but anyway, so we could stay here for free, so we're not paying anything to stay at a hotel, which is nice. The doctor evaluation thing cost us close to $200 or so. That's including both of us, and our medical insurance won't cover that because it's an international center. It's not a Japanese center, like a Japanese doctor, so we can't use our national health insurance. It's not going to cover an American facility. So the good thing about this international clinic is that it will actually work, the medical certificate will actually go towards both our agencies, because we have to do not only just the agency in Japan to adopt from, but also an agency in the United States as well, and they both require a medical certificate. And so since they only require a copy of it, I can just make copies of the medical certificate and give it one to each one. So that'll work out. And then this morning, we went to the embassy because we needed to get some papers notarized. We had I recommend, if you do have to go to the embassy, that you go in the morning is the earliest possible instead of waiting until later in the day, because it got so busy by the time we were finished. It was ridiculous. We had to get 3 papers notarized. There's one that was a statement of release, and then we needed sworn statements because we have to submit extra copies of our birth certificates, and because of where we're born, the state requires that you have sworn statements in order to get those. No, I don't know what the other states are, but that's just my state. So that took about an hour, and each paper cost $50. 50 US dollars. They specified US dollars. It was 50 US dollars. So for each notary, and we had 3, so there was $150 for that. So the next thing we had today was our psych evaluation. Now, I don't know if any of you have ever had a psych eval before. It's not the same thing as counseling or whatever. She has to gather your whole history of your entire life, and then your history as a couple, and what your beliefs are. There's a whole bunch of basically determining your mental state and worthiness of parenting is basically what that is. And to be honest, I think everybody should do that, even if you're giving birth to a baby. I think everybody should be required to take parenting classes and do some kind of psych evaluation, because you learn a lot of stuff. Anyway, I'm not joking, it took 5 hours, and she still has to write up a report for everything. So what happened was we took a test. similar to, like, if you've ever taken Myers-Briggs, it's similar to that, but it's different. I'm not allowed to disclose what it is. And it just asks you a series of random questions, and you have to say true or false to any of them. So then it comes up with, like, a result of your personality, and then she writes up, like, a report about us, and then she submits it to us, because she can't submit it to the agency. Then we have to submit it to our agency. Now, the agency in the US doesn't require this. I don't know if other agencies will, but ours specifically doesn't require this. But our agency in Japan requires it. It is a requirement, which is why we had to do it. And this is like the biggest expense we've had, aside from agency fees, for the application anyway. It was $200 for an hour, and it's going to be about 6 hours, because she says she charges us for the write-up, and it was 5 hours today. And she says she won't charge us more than 6, so more than 6 hours. So that's the most expensive part of the trip. And without the funding and donations we have been receiving, I don't know if we would be able to afford it at all. The next biggest hurdle, as long as our fingerprints go through and stuff after today, as long as our fingerprints get through and are accepted, it should just be paying for the home study. Because I do have to pay to get our birth certificate copies, which is like $20 to $30 per copy, and we need 2 copies each. And I don't think there's any other major expenses coming up besides the home study fees for each home study. Because now we have to do a home study for the US and the home study for Japan. So this is a very expensive endeavor, but we are hopeful and we are praying this is going to work out. I'm doing everything in my power to save money so we can do this. And our crowdfunding page has really been helping. We've been getting some good support and from all of our friends and family, which we are so grateful for. We still have a long ways to go to reach our ultimate goal. And again, these are all speculative amounts. We actually don't know the specific amount because it could even be more, but we're trying our best. And so I would just wanted to touch base with all of you to let you know exactly where the money is going, that we're not just asking for money and like secretly spending it, not telling you what it's for. I'm actually spending it, or we're actually spending it towards the adoption, towards all these fees, towards everything. Like this trip to Tokyo, thankfully, we were able to stay at a friend's apartment, which is actually where I'm at right now, but I'm not going to show you because it's their apartment, and I don't need to show you their apartment. This is a huge money saver because Tokyo is really expensive, and we can only get these things done in Tokyo. In Gunma, there's no international center for medicine, no international center for psychology, and we can't get a notary in Gunma. We have to go to the embassy to get that done. The only thing I will say is you can get your fingerprints done in your prefecture. You just have to contact your prefectural police department. It has to be prefectural because the local ones won't do it, and you have to like contact them. You're going to need a Japanese speaking person unless you can speak Japanese in Japan. You're going to have to talk to them about using their stamping pad, and they won't sign your fingerprint card. They won't sign it. But according to what I was told from the embassy, like I actually contacted the embassy, they said that the FBI doesn't require a signature if it was done in Japan. So I'm hoping that's true. I'm going by what the embassy said. I'm hoping that's true and that they accept their fingerprints because I don't have to go back to that place again. It took 2 hours to get our fingerprints taken. That's a whole other story. So anyway. Okay, I know it's been a while. I get it. So, you don't know it's been a while, but I know it's been a while because the last time I filmed was like December 28th or something like that when I gave an update of what was happening. And now it's February 23rd. So, I am not a vlogger, but I did promise an update. So, first of all, yeah. So, we did have a home study, January 21st, For the US. We didn't have one for Japan yet. We only had one for the US. So she came and did her home study, came to visit us in her home in Japan, asked us like a bunch of questions, went over a bunch of stuff. We verified some documents. There was a bunch of different things. And then she checked out our house and was like, "Oh, it's so cute," and stuff like that. Then we sent her on her way, basically. And that was rather expensive. But yeah, anyway, and it's all thanks to the people who have supported us with our crowdfunding and the puzzle piece fundraiser, which I have about 456 pieces left for sale. If anybody wants to buy them, they're available. I'll leave a link in the description for that. And I think I said that I was worried about our fingerprints getting accepted. They were accepted, which is great. Those were accepted. We're still waiting on our psych eval to come in the mail. Like, she sent it and says confirmed that she sent it, but I don't know. It's just taking a long time to come in the mail. But recently, like, fees and stuff changed with the post office in Japan, so that could be why it's taking a long time. I'm not sure, but it's taking a long time, regardless. The only thing, I was going to make a video earlier, but I just got frustrated with some documents from California. I got really frustrated, and I was like, I don't want to talk to anybody right now because I'm just angry, and we need these documents or we can't finish home study in either country. Like, it can't even be submitted until we have these documents in, and I'm just done. There's things, I guess, that you expect to happen and go wrong, and things that you don't expect to go wrong. Like, I expected things were going to take a long time. I didn't expect it was going to be this ridiculous. Like, it's this ridiculous. I don't even know how I want to talk about it. I'm just done. But hopefully we can get these documents done in the next 2 months. I've been trying to get these completed since December and still not completed. Like, we're back at square one with these documents. That's how uncompleted I am. Anyway, I thought I would just put you up to speed with what's happening and not keep you waiting for so long. So I hopefully will have another video for you next month and not wait 2 months like this time. Sorry about that. Anyway, bye bye.